viewers, my non-existent viewers, it is I, once again. I am the derpish, and I have to warn you this holiday season about Fat Boy Slim. Fat Boy Slim is a villain. It's the dudes of chaos. He terrorizes Walmart every night. He's a racist motherfucker. And he terrorizes Walmart, especially after Black Friday during the holiday season like this. So, the Derposaurus, my three best friends, T-Bro and Skype and Mr. Unfuckable, gotta stop Fat Boy Slim. And I'm gonna, cut his belly open and eat his intestines like instant noodles. Yes. Yeah, this year has been, it's just, I can't believe it. I feel like the days and the weeks go by really fast, but the months and the year itself goes by really slow, because I think back to January of this year, because I graduated from CSU almost a year ago. December 18th, so my anniversary of graduating college is coming up. See, I knew I was leaving Fort Collins at the end of the summer, end of July. I always knew that, because that's when my lease ended. I graduated by then. But I had no idea I would ever, end up in Nebraska, of all places. At the end of the year, I had no idea after I move out of Max's house, I would go to Colorado Springs, and then Nebraska, of all places, right afterwards. But yeah, I gotta say, life has been really good. It truly has been. And I need to, work on that, myself, hey, how thankful I am to be here and where I'm at right now. Because a lot of times during my day, all I have are just really angry and negative thoughts and, self-hating myself, and I'm really trying to quit that. I really am. And oh no, my computer just froze for a split second. Hey, we're back on track. Oh jeez, so I'm recording this on 12:30 on Friday, December 9th. I have no life. I'm recording a video like this late on a weekend. Yeah, I've watched the first episode of the show on Netflix Wednesday. Yeah, so far so good. Jenna Ortega, I think she's become one of my new favorite actresses. She's super talented, young, and gorgeous, and she's just had such a year with horror films, both with Scream and X. Now she's playing Wednesday in this Netflix show. It's just genius casting. I'm so happy for her and her career. And I feel like my favorite actresses are the young and rising ones that aren't super well known by most people. Excuse me. But they're still really talented, and you just you're in their corner 100% for their career to grow. That's how I am with Amber Bedthunder, who was in Prey back in August. And Ali Carvalho, who voices Moana. Yeah, I just watched her new movie Darby in the Dead on Hulu. Yeah, I thought it was good. So yeah, I'm really happy for these young, talented, hot actresses. Just saying. And yeah, this is, I think, my fourth Skizzo rambling, maybe my third. But yeah, I Skizzo ramble once on Blue Moon like this, because sometimes I just because Thursdays and Fridays are my Saturdays and Sundays here in Scottsbluff. And I've been door dashing for almost a month now. That's been a lot of fun. So it's been I got a part-time job here in Scottsbluff too, because my internship was unpaid. So I gotta pay the bills somehow. I honestly regret not door dashing sooner, because when I quit my job at dog daycare back in July. I worked at Dogtopia in Fort Collins. That's I started that as a part-time job, nearing the end of my CSU career. I juggled it with my classes. Then after I graduated, I was basically there full-time, and obviously I loved that job very much, but it was a job, not a career. There's a big difference between careers and jobs. And yeah, Dogtopia, it's if I stayed there, if I just stayed in Fort Collins and worked there, I would be wasting my potential. For the stuff I studied at CSU, it's yeah, I love working at this dog daycare, but I gotta work at a zoo at some point. So yeah, I knew that my lease was ending at the end of that July, so I gotta find stuff to do afterwards. And I and I quit my job at Dogtopia. That my last day there was a pretty emotional day for me. It was the very first time I ever actually hugged a manager on my last day, and actually cried to my coworkers over like my job ending. Yeah, because I miss the dogs there, and my coworkers are really cool. But ultimately, part of loving something is knowing when to let it go. And yeah, like I said, if I stayed in Fort Collins, I'd be wasting my potential. And here I am now in Nebraska, just chasing the dream. And anyway, back to more Dude of Chaos lore, I guess. I feel embarrassed. My last video I made was like, hey, my Spotify Wrapped this year was cursed because Forget Me Too by Machine Gun Kelly and Halsey is my most played song both years. 2 years in a row. It's because like Derpish and Skite were, they're mutant dinosaurs that were kicked out of Cretaceous period. Their whole pack was kicked out of Cretaceous period, and Derpisaurus had an ex-mate, and Skite has ex-classmates, and Skite wanted to play drums while the other dinosaurs needed to learn how to hunt, and they really disdained him for it. And Derpisaurus had a mate, and they had chicks, and they had babies, and mercenaries one day they kill all the babies because Derpisaurus interfered with God's plan. God's name is Howard, I'm just saying. And she dumped him, and someday, because they kind of live in a musical, they're gonna see each other again one day. They do so. They'll be screaming "Forget Me Too" by Machine Gun Kelly and Halsey at each other, and Skite will be in the background playing drums, like Travis Barker is in their music video. I feel a little nervous. I need to get a new cell phone soon because my cell phone the battery is really fucked up, and the charging port, like, I've had this phone for almost 4 years now, so it's old and it doesn't charge at all, like through a quarter. So I had to get a wireless charger for it yesterday, which was it was not cheap, and even that's really finicky on my phone. So I need to get a new phone at some point. I'm like halfway done with my internship here in Nebraska at the zoo. So yeah, after that, I got another internship lined up for me starting in March 2023. Regardless of where I'm gonna be in like a year from now, it's gonna be a very interesting and exciting year. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm also extremely psyched for Avatar: Way of Water coming out next weekend. I know I've been slacking on movie reviews lately, and I apologize, but I'm going to see that film come hell or high water. I'm going to review it. I'm just like, I've heard people saying online that it's gonna bomb, or people say it's gonna suck, and I've already seen videos say, hey, the first reviews for Way of Water, and I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna look at that. No, because I almost never look at reviews for movies before going to the theater, because I want to go as open-minded as possible. And this is like one of those films where especially it's like, I'm not gonna like let any Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or movie reviewing YouTubers influence what I think of that film. Alright, anyways, this is my Skizzo rambling. Thank you so much for subscribing. Just want to keep this a little more bite-sized than the first few Skizzo ramblings. Just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Excuse me. Happy birthday, I guess. I worship a flying, invisible, eagle-winged anus. I don't care. Just have a good night.